Where do I come up with all this? Well, it's pretty simple. If somebody came to me and said, hey, where do you come up with all this? What do you think I'd tell them? I see it online. Everything I know is online. I bump into one website, and it has a color. Oh, it has a color. What color is it? It's blue. Okay, well, if it's blue, it's number 2, it's number 3. If it was in full, it'd be 2 and 10 in full. The 2 and the 10 ball. The 10 ball would be striped. A full ball is round. The 2 horse in horse racing. It's got 4 legs and a tail. He got 2 ears and he goes neigh. So no, neigh says no. Ken says yes in Hebrew. Chicken is a chick is female, and Ken is a chick. Chick Ken. So that's why I put it together. Anyway, I think of chicken, I think of Ken, I think of a cock. And you know the cock on top of the chicken's head, the red cock, and he says cock-a-doodle-doo. And then the joke is in a cockle-doo. And if you say all these words and know your words and you overlap your words, you'll be speaking the language of the gods. You see, the principal language of the gods is Trinity. Okay? What they taught each one of the sections. You see, God is creation, right? In creation, he used a beta system, which is female. When you make that, the mother and the father now have to teach the child. Now he picks up the language of both. When that child is born, and he goes to the chicken house, okay, and he talks to the other chickens, a new language is born. Now these chickens all get laid. Laid, paid, spayed a dog, you don't get laid, you don't get babies. Isn't that the way it works? With a smirk at a clerk. You give him the dough, you give him a buck. A buck and a dough, it makes cash, it makes a coin. Dough is bread. A buck and a dough, it's a deer, a reindeer. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, the red spirit of God that flies through the sky. Of course it flies through the sky. How do you think your internet works? What, you don't think there's a reindeer in the sky? Right now, as you're listening to me, you are promoting and asking for that reindeer to come down into you and turn on the green lights from the red lights of the nosed reindeer. Because there's no stopping him. That's why his nose is all red. Put a little white. You got to see the truth in what red is all about. But in the holy red of God, there's no stopping. So I bump into a cup at Al Van Hoot. Who gives a hoot? A who? A who in Hebrew, I think, is a he. Or is it a she? But it didn't make a difference, because when Michael Jackson sang the song of Billie Jean, first he said she, and then he said he. So are they mixing it all up? Was it 40 days, or was it 40 nights? Do you understand why it would be 40 of days and 40 of nights? Trinity. Part of the triangle. 2 worlds. One world is in the day, the other world is in the night. Once you walk the 40 in the day, the other you walk the 40 in the night. And vice versa. All in the same, you're walking on this planet Earth, because Earth is just a byproduct of Alpha and Beta. It's a creation. Flying in the sky is the plane. It's the compression in our world. Like I said in a previous video, and it always seems to cut me short lately by 5 minutes. I do 15 minutes. The tape marks 5:31. 5:31, I go, oh my God, the spirit creation has come above. 5:31 is a big number. That's 3 different holes. I mean, it's 2 different holes. 5, 3, and 1. It's the 3 dice. Okay, split apart the 2 worlds with the 1 dice in between. It's the creation spirit is coming to speak. And all my cassettes are ending at 5:31 and 5:30 and 8:27. I don't get it. I might be talking for nothing, but all in all, I listen to myself and I check and I test. What I was going to show you now was a pyramid setup. And this pyramid setup is based on how the 3 worlds, first of all, turn inside each other and around, the way Earth moves around. And it's a pyramid style setup. Okay, it's pretty simple. Okay, you see it? First you got the core in the center, the X. That's where we are. Okay. Then you have that spirit that's above, okay, that other dice. That connects the 2 worlds. And then you have each world on each side, which makes the 4 square. So you're actually that center split, the Jesus sign. Well, in most normal cases, right, it would say 1-6 on a dice, but in this case it says 1-9. 1-9 is the definition of the spirit and the birth. The check marks that split it apart, that's the 5 position where man is dead center. So the 1 and 9 makes the birth of creation, and the opposite side would say creation of God, and dead center is man. So if you ever do go to a pyramid and see the setup, okay, it's based in this style. If you see the one to the right, all I did is make like the quasar sign, is I bubbled it out. I put a circle in the center, and then I circled the center because I was going to cross my heart bra. Doesn't it look like, excuse my language, tit? Okay, and that's the nipple, because that's the bra and that's how the heart gets crossed. Okay, you put that circle in the center because that's your pi. You're going to go out to each extension, calling it the star extension. Okay, and then you're going to turn your square into a circle on the inside, a circle on the outside, a square, and all in all, just to expand the space, just until the two parts of the connection from the alpha and beta come to be, and that would bring you into this image here. And most likely the pyramids must be on some kind of pointing angle. Our universe is on an angle. We're pointing in one direction. So most corners, or some corners, would be pointing actually in which direction? Well, I would say if I walked up to a pyramid right now, I'll look at my pyramid, and I would say, okay, now I understand why I made a circle and a square. It's because I had to find the base. I had to see it flat like it was, looked like I was reading it on paper. So in order to see it flat like I'm reading it on paper, I have to make my first square. Okay, so I make my first square, okay, and it goes A, B, C, D. And I say, well, the first line is normally A, B, C. That's always north, A, B, C, okay. Excuse me, A, B, C is always south, okay. Although it's north, it's south, because heaven is south. Beta world of heaven is up there north. We sit like in a bowl. You know, like you rock the egg in the bowl? Or we sit in that. Don't forget, we're hung in space. Man was hung in the 1800s, and we're hung in space. We are jailed in this world in the correctional center, and man goes to jail. You see, everything this world is, man is too. Man learns from this world and becomes this world in his mind. And we become the animals of the world, because we've learned from this world just like the animals. Just we are different from them. And are we? Just because our evolution is much greater? And is it? What part of our evolution is greater than the monkey? Monkey see, monkey do. You think he gives a fuck? Oh, I shouldn't have said that. A fuck's a seal. And a seal, or a navy seal, or navy blue. And navy blue, okay, is the blue of the heavens. Is the blue of the earth. Navy blue, beta blue. Navy blue, beta blue. We're in the light blue skies because of the purity of the land that came up in purity. We're not looking at war, we're looking at just the nature part now. It comes to purity, this land. It is all white. When we see what man has done, it becomes dark. Okay? So we come into this land in purity. So the navy blue of beta and the white of this world make our skies a lighter blue. This is an electronic world, okay? It's a bubble we live in. Don't burst the bubble. Chew the bubble gum. 1 cent, 2 cent bubble gum for how many years of our life? Alpha, beta, 12 o'clock, alpha, beta, 2400 hours, the 4 corners of beta. Why not the 4 corners of alpha? Because man's day is over. His life is not over. So we don't do it that way. That would be 14 anyways, and that would be neutralized to make life. Okay? I got this whole thing like fixed up in my head already. I mean, whatever letter you walk into Steinberg's and you see the 2 corners are triangles at the top and the bottom, and in between is a partial S cutting it apart looking like the half swastika. Those are the 2 other worlds. The center of that Steinberg was our world, but there was nothing there. It was a line from the top to the bottom. So they struck out. If they would have put something in the center of the Steinbergs, maybe a chicken, maybe they would have had a better time. But anyways, life is life. So anyways, you walk into a place where there's a pyramid, and you look at the pyramid's got to be facing a corner north. This is the way my paper is. I don't know why, I don't agree with it, but it says north on the paper. Like I said, where did I get all this information? From the internet. I just thought what it did, I can do too. I can't think as fast as it is, so when I get a thought and I think of something, like my video is going to be over in a second, you jump to something else. You see this? That's the screen of YouTube, okay? Just before you set up, it asks you if you want to turn it on. So it's on the upper part. Then when you press that you want to turn it on, it'll go into the center. Well, the upper part of where it presents the rectangle, okay, would be the 2 spot or the 5 spot in the beta world, okay? And when it comes to show on YouTube and it shows in the center, or you see a movie and in the movie the center line has the name of the movie on it, because it's telling you what the spirit act is, the central, the core. The screen, it's explaining the whole screen, it's explaining the 4 corners of the screen, okay? Pending the color it comes out on the screen. It's going to tell you a little bit about the movie. Because I know how to put my colors to numbers, to letters, to names, box office hits. You can tell whether they're going to be good before they start because of the name. But you'll only know one part of it, the spirit. You see, the soul goes deeper, goes much deeper than the name. You see, it's a natural effect that changes each time and goes along with color. So therefore we take the name, put the color with it. Look at the design of the lettering. Look at the coloring of the shape of one picture of the movie, and right away you say, oh, these colors don't match. The movie going to be good? Probably fantastic. Who wants everything to match? When it all matches, it's boring, it starts on fire, then it goes out. Takes away the air of the fire. So yeah, the pyramid style is like that. The pyramid is also the baseball field. And one of the things with the baseball field is, this is also part of a pyramid, but I'm not redesigning the whole thing, okay? We find the center square, we call that square 5. I give that an ABC and call it 5, okay? If you look at home plate, you see the triangles it leaves in each corner, okay? It gives you a diamond shape with the diamond infield, and then it leaves you the triangular corners, okay? Now, you don't see all these lines that I'm showing you now. Well, the part that's showing you is there's an L. You see 3 corners of a base do not touch the infield diamond, okay? 3 corners. That gives you the letter L. That's 3 of 4 corners of God's 3 of 4 of anything. 3 of 4 of anything. 4 months a year, 3 months each, whatever it is, okay? But when you come home, you got a full diamond with 4 corners inside the field and 2 triangles on the outside. If you take those 2 triangles and put them on top of each other, okay, I'm going to just design this right now as fast as I can go. This is what happens when you take those extra 2 triangles and you put them on top of each other. Let me see. This is the design you get from 2 triangles that are left over from home plate after running around the bases, and you come home, it leaves a triangle on the plate, but the line you don't see cuts off 2 corners, okay, of the infield diamond. And those 2 corners, okay, are triangles. And you put them together, it makes the Magen David, okay. This is the Budweiser Magen David. It's sitting on its side, and this is the tilt of our universe. The tic-tac-toe board will now be tilted. If I extend the Magen David to play the tic-tac-toe, you will see the extension. Okay. Now I gotta see it whether or not I can get it in here. Anyways, it shows tic-tac-toe on an angle because our universe is on an angle. Alright? Anyways, I thank you for the thing. I forgot to show you a few things, but have a nice afternoon. I appreciate it. I am.